we experienced the Fuso program, a model of green tourism linking cities to farms. Visit the back alley urban galleries that have become cultural venues through urban renewal projects. We visit PyeongChang to experience the local menus aimed at promoting the identity of traditional Korean food. We analyze the factors behind the success of the Bangtan Boys and find out what makes them so popular. Special hands-on agricultural experience offer an escape from day-to-day stress, allowing people to recharge their senses in rural settings. Green tourism, linking cities to farms, are all the rage. In particular, we looked into the hot agricultural tourism trend of Fuso experiences. Gangjin is at the top of any list for a visit to Jeollanam-do region. Gangjin-gun's unique geography places it next to a part of the ocean that protrudes deep into the mainland. People from all over the country have been visiting recently, and the reason is to enjoy a Fuso experience. Fuso is an acronym for feeling up and stress off. It's an agricultural tourism offering developed by Gangjin-gun, and over 7,000 people have participated so far in 2017 alone. The Fuso experience begins here at the home of poet PyeongChang. Gangjin is a region filled with the traces of famed scholars and writers.
여수 영재교육원에서 인문 영재들을 데리고 강진의 푸소 체험을 하러 왔습니다. 인문학적인 감수성을 기르는데 그것이 단순히 이제 책을 통해 길러지는 건 아닌 것 같아요. 여기 영랑 선생님처럼 그 인문학적 감수성의 원천이 되는 어떤 경험하기 위해서 시골 농촌에서의 체험 그리고 이런 문학관 방문하는 체험들 하고 싶어서 여기까지 오게 됐습니다.
Yeongnam Kim-yoon-sik, who was born here, was a top Korean lyrical poet and a leading figure in movements against colonial Japan. Pristine natural settings are another important part of the Fuso experience. Fuso participants read Yeongnam's poems in his hometown and trace his footsteps to immerse themselves in his poetic world.
덥긴 했는데 걸으면서 시원한 바람 맞으면서 걸으니까 스트레스가 확 풀리는 느낌이에요.
Late in the afternoon, the second part of Fuso experience begins, and it's the beginning of the highlights. It involves staying for a day or two at a farm, experiencing the ambience and sensibilities of rural areas. The hosts warmly greet guests, making them feel as if they are visiting their own grandparents.
Okay, make yourself at your home, right?
Yes.
Do you get it?
Yes, I got it.
All right, good. Yeah, very good.
Farmers tell stories of nature and the way it affects their lives, expanding empathy, especially among children.
이게 짜로 나무 지금은 이제 플라스틱으로 다 됐는데 나는 이제 옛날에는 우리가 어떻게 살았는가 그런 거를 너희들한테 알려주고 싶어.
Dinner is made with fresh ingredients raised by the farmers themselves.
아이들이 좋아하는 거 이제 하고 이제 뭐 계란 이런 걸 다 우리 집에서 자급자족 하는 거 시골에서 나는 것들.
This sort of emotional communication between farmers and visitors creates an experience different from that of one-off tourism.
할머니 집은 정겨운 그런 좀 익숙한 느낌으로 가면 푸소 체험은 색다른 곳에서 좀 다른 사람들이랑 만나서 이렇게 힐링을 하는 그런 여행이란 게 좀 다르지 않을까.
As a result, the Fuso experience has been lauded for its presentation of a new educational model to develop character among teenagers. In essence, the Fuso experience is an educational one, teaching how people can coexist with nature.
학생들마다 너무너무 좋아하고 처음에는 좀 낯설잖아요. 낯설어서 서로 대화도 좀 서먹서먹하고 하지만 또 1박 2일 아니면 2박 3일이라는 이 시간을 겪으면서 정말 가는 그 시간에는 정말 손을 흔들면서 막 눈물이 살짝 나고 막 찡해지는 그런 정을 이렇게 주고 가더라고요.
It's just a short night stay at a farm, but it's filled with new memories and laughter. The next day, students dispersed among various farms experienced various aspects of farming, from arts and crafts to the ecology of butterflies.
그동안 길거리에서 많이 봤던 풀들 이름도 알게 되고 닭한테 모이도 한번 줘보고 토끼도 보고 곤충도 보고 되게 바게타 그림도 그렸으니까 이것도 재밌었어요.
The two-day Fuso experience has come to an end, and it's time to part. The Fuso Agricultural Tourism Program promotes emotional growth and fosters affection. In addition to boosting profits for farms, it is becoming a fine role model for Korean green tourism and more active agricultural tourism. The alleys of Seoul, once neglected by locals, are transforming into spaces filled with art. We visited the urban back alley galleries, reborn as cultural venues. The neighborhood surrounding Chungmuro in Seoul was known for filmmaking, publishing, and printing in the past. But starting around 10 years ago, related companies began to relocate elsewhere. But the back alleys of Piltong, filled with dilapidated shops and homes, have re-emerged as a hotspot of Seoul through the Piltong Town Project launched in 2014. The aim was to create a new alley culture by adding artistic sensibilities to the history contained in Piltong streets.
문화예술을 다시 끌어오자 충무로의 그런 영화 그리고 광고 스튜디오 그리고 광고 사진 출판 이제 이런 문화들이 다 떠났는데 떠난 자리에 파인아트부터 시작해서 음악 미술 다양한 이제 분야의 문화를 끌어오는 작업을 시작을 하게 됐죠.
First, 8 street museums measuring 3.3 square meters were set up along the alley leading from Chungmuro Station to the Namsangor Hanok Village. The street museums, made using extra space along the alleys, contain work by famed artists both from Korea and abroad.
어떤 상업 공간보다는 문화 공간. 그래서 거리를 걷다가 어떤 상점을 만나는 게 아니라 어떤 맛있는 맛집을 만나는 게 아니라 좋은 미술품 그리고 좋은 전시 이걸 볼 수 있는 거리를 만들고 싶었었죠.
Works of arts can be experienced without even having to enter the galleries. This is because approximately 30 works of public art by currently active modern artists have been installed along the streets. One work covers a 5-meter tall parking tower, once an eyesore, with a giant screen. A blue elephant was installed using rooftop space from a local pub.
가장 지저분하고 가장 무관심한 땅에 가장 아름다운 것을 한번 넣어보자. 그런 생각에 다 치우고 정리하고 이제 미술관을 만들고 이렇게 해왔죠. 그러다 보니까 자연스럽게 여기 사시는 분들의 공간은 깨끗해지고 있는 거예요.
Residents who had been opposed, concerned by the potential inconvenience, now actively support the project as they feel the changes firsthand. This project continues with diverse attempts and efforts for sustained change and growth.
깨끗해져서 너무 기분 좋아요. 그리고 한번 둘러보고 싶고 충무로에 오면 그냥 갔는데 대학 때 가서 영화 보고 그냥 가잖아요. 근데 이제 한번 여기 둘러보고 갈 것 같아요.
A back alley of Changsingdong in Seoul's Jongno district is also experiencing change through art. Filled with rundown homes, the neighborhood began receiving visitors with the establishment of a memorial for the artist Nam June last March.
평소에는 자주 오지는 않는 편이고 여기가 이제 점점 바뀌고 있다라고 해서 한번 찾아오게 되었어요.
되게 예쁜 건물이 있어서 우연히 들어와 보게 되었는데 백남준 기념관이라는 걸 알고 되게 신기하게 생각하고 있어요.
The Nam June Memorial was established to celebrate the pioneering media artist's life and work on the 10th anniversary of his death. Why was it built in an urban back alley instead of a major thoroughfare? It's because this was where Paik grew up from the age of 5 to 18.
2014년 국토교통부에서 도시재생 선도지역으로 창신숭인 이 지역을 선정하게 되었고 도시재생 개발 과정에서 지역 주민들의 의견을 수렴해서 백남준 기념관을 조성하기 위해서 서울시립미술관이 백남준 집터의 일부인 이 한옥을 매입하게 되었고요.
Items exhibited at the memorial include old TVs and radios used by Paik, as well as diverse material to explore his life and art.
굉장히 작은 공간이지만 여기에서 성장하실 때의 경험과 그런 것들이 향후에 이제 예술 활동과 작품에 어떻게 반영이 됐는지 그런 연결고리를 저희가 알아보는 그런 터라고 보시면 될 것 같습니다.
As a cultural venue celebrating Nam June, the memorial is adding vitality to what was once a largely overlooked alley.
이런 공간이 생김에 따라서 주민들도 많이 유입이 되고 이 동네 이미지 자체도 한층 변화되는 거에 있어서 지역 주민들은 굉장히 긍정적인 반응을 갖고 있는 걸로 알고 있습니다.
Urban redevelopment aimed at the formation of commercial districts has become the dominant trend these days. But Seoul's back alleys are being reborn as venues for arts and culture instead. Anticipation is running high for the future potential. The 2018 PyeongChang Winter Olympic Games are only 6 months away. To cater to the athletes and foreign tourists, the host, Pyeongchang-gun County, has developed a special Olympic menu. What sorts of Olympic foods have they prepared to captivate the world's tastes? This is a restaurant in Pyeongchang-gun County, Gangjin-gun Do Province. A recreation of a traditional thatched roof Korean home, the restaurant has been selling a popular dish since last year. Especially widely enjoyed by foreign visitors. What exactly is it?
100% 순 메밀로 만든 파스타예요. 그래서 일반적으로 먹을 수 없는 파스타 맛을 느낄 수가 있고요. 또한 또 100% 메밀은 저희 한국인들이 즐겨 먹었던 음식이에요. 이 음식을 서양인들이 잘 먹을 수 있는 마늘과 간장과 올리브로 같이 조합을 해서 맛있게 만들었어요.
In the summer, buckwheat flowers create a spectacular view, like snow sprinkled on the fields. When the flowers fade, the buckwheat is harvested, and 70% of the nation's production comes from PyeongChang. That's why the region has developed many buckwheat-based foods, including pancakes, bread, and noodles. Buckwheat pasta is made by adding vegetables to the chewy buckwheat noodles and seasoning with a garlic soy sauce. Rich in protein and low in calories, it's a healthy choice as well. From ingredient selection to the cooking process, the menu takes aim at global tastes.
它这个菜呢，首先摆盘特别精致，让人看起来非常有食欲。虽然说是意面，但是它跟西方的意面确实不同，有韩国意面的独特的一个特色。橄榄油加上大蒜，还有各种各样的蔬菜，吃起来呢对人的身体是非常健康的。
there is one thing that the dishes all have in common. PyeongChang is located at 700 meters above sea level, said to be the most hospitable for plant and animal life. As a result, the ingredients harvested here are recognized nationwide. Chef Edward Kwon, with the experience at the glitzy Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai, participated in the menu's development. The 10 items comprising the Olympic special menu took 6 months to develop, and they're currently sold at 32 different venues. The Olympic menu is similarly popular at this restaurant. Thinly sliced beef, various vegetables, and the aromatic PyeongChang tteok are coated with buckwheat flour and fried to a crisp. It's aimed at addressing the preference for finger food in overseas culinary cultures. The high-end PyeongChang Hanu beef, raised in pristine settings, is also reborn as a gourmet meal. Milky broth and golden-cooked meatballs flavored with garlic are served with a fusion sauce. Easy to eat with no broth and prepared with less salt, the dish is meant to satisfy both the taste buds and health of global diners.
見た目もすごく綺麗で、食感はつる人参の食感は日本のタケノコのような感じでシャキシャキしていて、お肉との野菜との組み合わせもすごく美味しかったです。
Care was also given to developing desserts for foreign visitors. An apple pie made with local apples, citron syrup, and nuts resembles a delicate flower in its presentation. Chocolate potatoes made with cheese mousse and dark chocolate represents the most famous Gangjin-gun Province crop. Even dessert is taken into account with wit and style.
지역에서 쉽게 떠올릴 수 있는 감자 같은 모양이라든지 지역에서 나는 사과 같은 것을 이용해서 만들어서 그게 외국인들이 보았을 때 더 뭔가 이색적으로 느껴질 수 있을 것 같아요. 그래서 퓨전 음식이라 좀 기억에 남을 것 같아요.
Tens of thousands of tourists are expected to visit the PyeongChang Winter Olympic Games. This makes it a perfect opportunity to publicize the flavors of PyeongChang to the world.
식당들이 이제 조금 더 위생적으로 깨끗해야 되고, 그리고 어떤 만들기도 조금 더 정성이 들어가야 되고, 담기도 아름다워야 되고, 그릇도 좀 신경 써야 되고, 가장 중요한 것은 친절한 서비스죠.
To the venues applying to serve the Special Olympic menus, PyeongChang-gun County has provided in-depth plating and service training in addition to the recipes. The menus are distributed in 4 languages, and signs have been replaced to improve the dining atmosphere. In short, the whole of PyeongChang-gun County is preparing for the Olympic as one.
심혈을 기울여서 개발한 메뉴인 만큼 최대한 외국인과 또 우리 국내 관광객이 우리 평창을 방문했을 때 최대한 맛을 볼 수 있게끔 하는 것이 저희의 목표라고 할 수가 있겠습니다. 연말까지 내년 올림픽이 오기 전까지 좀 최대한 더 많은 업소에서 이 특선 메뉴를 판매할 수 있도록 더욱 노력할 계획입니다.
The PyeongChang Olympics aim to provide delicious, happy memories through specially developed menus. Flavors created through the pristine settings and passion of PyeongChang are waiting guests from around the world. On May 21st, for the first time ever, a K-pop group won an award at Billboard Music Awards in the US.
And the Billboard Music Award goes to BTS!
The honorees were the Bangtan Boys, or BTS.
You know, we still cannot believe that we're standing here on this stage at the Billboard Music Awards. Oh my gosh.
Despite stiff competition from global pop stars like Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and Ariana Grande, they took home the trophy for top social artist.
역시 세계에서 가장 큰 제1의 시장, 미국 시장을 어느 정도 공략하는 데 성공했다. 미국 시장의 K-팝의 존재감이 어느 정도는 확인이 됐다.
BTS are experiencing worldwide popularity. What's the secret to their success? In 2013, a new idol group took to the stage for the After School Club, one of top programs on Arirang TV. The resonant message of their song and the powerful performances of the 7 members drew an immediate response from fans all around the world.
Generally, BTS has a lot of energy. I think all the members are very energetic. So when they first came to ASC, I think they were about 3 months into their debut. And even though it's a live show, some groups, they get really nervous because it's done in English and you have to interact with the international fans one-to-one. But with BTS, based on their good chemistry with the hosts, they are very lively and they're very good with answering the fans' questions that ultimately led the fans to really enjoy the show.
They were an idol group with a clear goal of targeting the global stage.
BTS가 방탄소년단에 먹힌 이유는 좀 전략이 달랐어요. 예를 들자면 대부분의 이 아이돌 그룹들은 일단 국내에서의 인지도, 여기에서의 지분을 어느 정도 갖고 바깥에 나가려고 했거든요. 그런데 방탄소년단은 2014년 데뷔할 때부터 아예 해외가 목표였어요.
The group immediately focused on overseas activities. 3 world tours spanning North America, Europe, and South America, and face-to-face meetings with fans. They expanded their fan base.
네, 저희 콘서트도 했고요.
오, 콘서트.
네,
콘서트.
일본 투어도 돌았고요.
Japanese tour.
네, 그리고 또 저희 앨범 작업하면서 너무 정신이 없었습니다.
저희 해외도 엄청 돌고 왔어요.
그러면
2번이나 가봤어요.
2번?
네.
나 한 번도 못 가봤어.
BTS soon began to appear regularly on After School Club, a program which is viewed by K-pop fans all around the world. This led to a number of interesting episodes.
There's one time where there were too many tweets coming during the live show, and our Twitter account was frozen for a few minutes, so we had to skip that segment. There are always like thousands of people participating even before the show. So I could say every time BTS, came to AAC, it was, always the explosive episode.
Now in their 4th year since their debut, BTS were included on the Billboard charts 4 times in just the last 2 years. What was the major driving force that made them such global stars? It starts with their music, which they wrote and composed themselves. With a hip-hop foundation, the group has presented socially relevant messages. They became even more mature in early 2017 with the lyrics and music video for Spring Day, which brought to mind the Sarajevo ferry tragedy. Another factor in the success of BTS is the group's explosive performances.
방탄소년단의 무대를 본 사람들은 잊을 수가 없는 게 경이적인 퍼포먼스를 보입니다. 에너지가요. 곧 무대를 갖다가 거의 폭파할 것 같은 그런 느낌. 그 강력한 에너지에다가 멤버들의 케미스트리가 전체적인 조화가 무대에서 돋보여요. 7명이 아주 유기적으로 무대를 갖다가 퍼포먼스를 꾸려냅니다.
Of the 7 members, only 2, Jimin and J-Hope, were given dance positions. And yet, the group has been able to perform perfectly choreographed dance routines thanks to over 12 hours of practice each day. The final secret to the immense popularity of BTS is the group's communication with fans.
I think one of the biggest things that makes them stand out is how they utilize their social media network to communicate with the fans all over the world. They are very active in uploading videos, photos, other contents. they share their moments with the fans online.
In March of 2016, U.S. economic publication Forbes cited BTS as the most frequently retweeted musicians on social media for the month. Following the success of Psy, who remained at number 2 on the Billboard Singles Chart for 7 straight weeks in 2012, BTS are creating a second renaissance for K-pop. With their latest release, a cover of the 90s K-pop hit Come Back Home, they're raising anticipation among global fans even further.